Glad to have you. So, Preston, not everybody has listened to this show before. I know I have some people that do listen on a regular basis. But why don't you share with our listeners? I know that you've been a home inspector for 20 plus years, and you own Home Inspection Carolinas. But tell me a little bit about your company, how long you've been the owner, and so forth.
Okay, well, I like your introduction there. So I've been an offender with 20 years in the tank there. So
got it. Okay.
I guess I've done my time. I own Home Inspection Carolina. We've been doing home inspections around the Charlotte area. We're actually in Charlotte. We're also now in Raleigh and Asheville. So
wow, that's pretty cool. I didn't even realize that.
Yeah, and it's nice to go up to Asheville. I love especially this time of year. But yeah, we do home inspections, termite inspections, radon testing. We have thermal imaging cameras. We can check for energy loss, that sort of thing, which we talked a little bit about, and we'll probably talking about today is talk about some fall maintenance tips. We're certainly available if anybody is buying or selling a house or thinking about it. But we also like to add value to our listeners who are just out listening today, and I think we can give some maintenance tips for everybody who owns a home.
Absolutely, I appreciate that, and that's really the goal, because I'm on here every single week, and I've been blessed to be able to be a part of this show through the Real Estate Radio Network. But last week we talked about IRAs. That has nothing to do with mortgages, right?
Right.
You're going to be talking about fall tips and how people can keep their home, ready, get ready for the winter. And that's good information for me and for anybody that's listening, whether or not they need a home inspection right now. They will remember you, and you have a great name in our local community, and really kind of excited to go through some of those tips. So you kind of given us some idea that we actually, I believe my wife and I, the last couple of times we bought a home, we used your company. And one of the things that I really like is that I get an email update from you that talks about different products that have warranties that are expiring or that have been recalled. I get updates from you, even it's been 3 years since I bought my home, and I'm still getting that touch from you every once in a while. It's not too much, I'm not getting too much marketing, but I feel like you're constantly trying to be creative and informing homeowners, not just home buyers or home sellers, but homeowners on how to protect their investment, which is really great.
Well, thanks.
Yeah, absolutely. So let's kind of jump into what our topic is for today. And you've brought with you today here this fall maintenance checklist, in which if you're a guy out there, you're waiting for the game to come on, since you're waiting for the game, just wait till the show is finished and maybe get a couple of these things done on this honeydew checklist before the game shows up later today. But let's kind of go through some of the things that you have found that people need to consider doing inside the house first. Let's start inside. That's the easy place, right?
Right. It's funny you should mention that, Chris, because Panthers got off to a rough start this year, and that's one of the things I said. I got so mad after about that third or fourth loss. I was like, I'm going to have the nicest yard in the neighborhood, because I'm not going to spend my time watching those guys. But after last week, they won me over, so I'm going to watch again. So, but like you said, if you have a little time before, we have some tips to get your house up, extend the life of some of your systems and lower some of your energy bills.
Perfect.
So the first one I have is ceiling fans. Any ceiling fan that you have, in the summer, you want it blowing down, which is, I think that's, that's counterclockwise.
Correct.
That's blowing down. So you want that wind chill effect in the summertime. So in the wintertime, you want to reverse that. There's a little switch on the side of your fan. It just slides up or down, and you want it now to go clockwise, which will actually pull the air up and push it up towards the ceiling and recirculate it back around. So, and you want to run it on low. You don't want to run it on high in the wintertime. So you want to be going...
You flip that little black button usually, and it changes the direction.
That's correct. And obviously turn it off while you're doing this. Don't
turn the fan off.
Yeah,
okay, that's a good idea.
I don't want to do a little disclaimer in there.
I'm glad you're here for that. Hopefully our ESPN listeners were smart enough to do that first. But I think this is particularly helpful in those areas where maybe you have a high ceiling in a big family room, where a lot of that heat rises up. It's probably not as critical in just a regular 8-foot ceiling, because your heat circulates a little bit better. But if you've got one of those vaulted family rooms or even entryways that has a fan in it, that can make a really big difference, so that that heat just doesn't hover up to the top of the stairwell or the top of that vaulted or great room area. So I appreciate that's a great tip. So ceiling fan, switch, reverse them and put that on low. Very good. All right, what's next?